Truth, Money, and Freedom podcast.
Welcome back to another edition of Truth, Money, and Freedom. Today is Saturday, January 25th, 2020. I have with me today Conjecture. Hey, Conjecture.
Hello.
We are going to talk about this article right here. It's called The Blue State Exodus Gains Momentum. This is an old story. It's being recycled. You'll even see at the beginning here, it says 9 years ago, I published a piece that asserted voters around the country are concluding it's better to be red than dead. Now, in lieu of this, I want to get the politics out of the way. This article is about representation, how many representatives a state has to the federal government. The fact that the blue states are losing representation to the red states because populations are moving. However, the very fact that blue states are losing populations means something, and that's something Conjecture and I would like to discuss today. So with that, I'll let Conjecture go ahead and start the conversation.
One of the reasons why these blue states, not all of them, but the reason why the ones that that are listed in this article, California, Illinois, New Jersey, Alabama, Michigan, Minnesota, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia are losing people is due to high taxes and regulation, these particular blue states. The high taxes push, people to the end. What was affordable, living arrangements at a certain level of taxation become unaffordable when taxes go up. The federal, taxes are going up, and with the federal taxes going up, Trump also cut the tax deduction for state taxes in the federal taxation system, which means that people who are in high tax states are effectively paying more in taxes total overall. Their tax burden is higher, and it then makes it unaffordable, in many cases, to then live in California. The other reason is overregulation, which is another kind of tax. It kills new startups in business, ones that could be more efficient and allow for more industry to move in, and kind of like a snowball or an exponential curve going up, an increase in productivity and so forth. So they're losing jobs. And, new businesses do not want to start there because of how high the wall is. And so it kills potential new competition and chases out the existing businesses who could go to other states, sell, make just the same amount of money and have lower costs. Timmy, I'll let you take over.
Okay, I see it the same way you do, Conjecture. I see it as overregulation, tax burdens in the blue states are literally chasing people out. I've personally talked to people coming out of Illinois, and they want out, but they feel that maybe their time has passed because the rich have pretty much moved out, once again because of taxation, mainly property taxes, but the burdens are getting to be so much that the actual wages they're getting, their salaries, are not keeping up with the tax increases they're getting actually in Illinois. So I can speak to that point, but I'm pretty sure it's true in California as well. The taxes just keep going up, the tax burden, plus the regulation. Businesses are not attracted to states like this. They don't want to set up shop there. They're already, working against, basically trying to get a product out, with competition, from red states. And that's something Conjecture alluded to before, and it's not working. So I once again, I have to say the same thing. This article was about politics, but it's really about economics. It's about progressivism. It's the progressive taxes, the progressive nature of all the red tape, the regulations that many of the blue states, seem to be implementing on their populations, which is, seems to be a little bit too much, I think, and people are literally voting with their feet. So, Conjecture, is there anything you can think of we haven't covered in this on the economic side?
The only thing I can think of is it's also the Laffer curve. The higher you push taxes.
Oh, yes, thank you. Good point, Conjecture. The Laffer curve. Go ahead.
Well, the higher you push taxes, the more ways that people are going to go to evade them, such as moving out.
All right. Well, that's a good point too. You can only push taxes so high, until it just, starts to fall apart. But at any rate, I think we've covered this pretty well. And once again, I'll link this article down below and 2 other articles too that we didn't really touch on, but they're really talking about the same thing here. And they basically all have the same date, which is right around the 10th of January of this year. So I will link these down below. But once again, we don't see this so much as a political story. We see this as an economic story. But the articles don't touch on that, and that's why you're lucky to have Conjecture with us, to actually help us get through this and understand this a little bit better. The economics is what matters here, or as Bill Clinton said, it's the economy, stupid. Okay, Conjecture, unless there's anything else, I'm going to go ahead and close this out.
Nothing I can think of.
All right, well, thank you very much for being with us tonight. And everyone who's watching, thank you very much for being subscribed to Truth, Money, and Freedom. We've been doing a lot of gun stuff lately, but we need to do some of this stuff that we've been doing for the last year as well. And we'll try and get more stuff out like this as well. And Conjecture may be doing some lone podcasts covering economics for us pretty soon too. Not guaranteed, but we're going to try and get it done. Thank you all for spending a few minutes of your time with Truth, Money, and Freedom. You all have a wonderful weekend. May God bless you all.